Thank you everyone for attending today's press conference. I'll take the first question now. Yes, Miss Spears?
Thank you, Mr. President. Could you please tell us what the administration is doing to put Americans back to work? As you know, the current unemployment rate is 9.1%.
Thank you, Miss Spears. Now, let me say this. And let me be perfectly clear.
Oops. Excuse us.
Sorry.
Michele. Sarah. What are you doing here? Are you not aware that this is a restricted area?
Sorry. We were on the White House tour. We must have taken a wrong turn somewhere.
Yes, indeed. The White House is so big. It's easy to get lost. But don't mind us. We'll keep quiet. Just go right ahead and keep doing what you were doing.
Okay, well, as I was saying.
Did you bring your tape measure?
You betcha. And have you ever seen such a hideous color scheme? This is one of the first things that I'm going to change when I'm elected president.
In your dreams, sweetheart. You mean when I'm elected president?
Ladies, please. We are in the middle of a press conference.
Sorry. What was the question?
Miss Spears was asking how the Obama administration will address unemployment. Michele, perhaps you would like to take a crack at answering this question.
Why, thank you, Mr. President. You are most kind. If we took away the minimum wage, if conceivably it was gone, we could potentially virtually wipe out unemployment completely because we would be able to offer jobs at whatever level.
So, you're saying that Americans would be willing to work for whatever wage, no matter how small it may be? Even if it was not sufficient to live on. Even though we have to import labor from Mexico and South America to do those jobs that Americans feel is beneath them.
Yepper.
And how about you, Sarah? Would you like to take a crack at it?
Our government needs to adopt a pro-market agenda that doesn't pick winners and losers, but it invites competition and it levels the playing field for everyone.
What does that mean, exactly, Sarah?
I have no idea. But it sure sounds good to Tea Party supporters, right, Michele?
You got it, Pontiac.
Okay, next question. Yes, Mr. Talbot.
Mrs. Berlin, could you please tell us how, if you were president, you would reduce the budget deficit?
Why, certainly. I would be happy to. To reduce deficit spending and our enormous debt, you rein in spending. You cut the budget. You don't take more from the private sector and grow government with it. And that's exactly what Obama has in mind with this expiration of Bush tax cuts proposal of his.
But isn't that how we got into this mess in the first place? If you don't have revenue from taxes, then how do you pay for programs such as Medicare and Medicaid? And defense spending? How do you maintain the absurdly high level of spending that the US lavishes on the military each year? Don't you think you have an obligation to listen to the Obama administration and to try and understand their approach to reducing the deficit?
They think that, if we were just smart enough, we'd be able to understand their policies. And I so want to tell them, and I do tell them, oh, we're plenty smart, oh yeah, we know what's going on. And we don't like what's going on. And we're not gonna let them tell us to sit down and shut up.
I see. And Mrs. Bachmann, do you agree with Mrs. Berlin that the Obama administration should not let the Bush tax cuts expire? Don't you think that, if the wealthy were taxed appropriately and the loopholes closed, that this would help in reducing the deficit?
I don't know where they're going to get all this money because we're running out of rich people in this country.
I see. Well, if I could just ask.
Michele, honey, if we don't get back on the tour we were going to miss seeing the Lincoln bedroom. And then we have a tea party at 4 o'clock on a White House lawn.
Rightio, Sarah. Thanks, everyone. It's been a scream.
Toodaloo, everyone. And remember, don't retreat. Reload.
We're